Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to spend 48 hours trapped on a ship in the middle of a violent sea where everything is out of control and you have no idea what's coming next? Or what it's like when a dream cruise suddenly turns into a journey straight through one of the most dangerous storms on Earth? Today, I'm going to walk you through real stories, tense, unsettling, and at times truly terrifying. So unbelievable, they sound like something out of a disaster movie, except every single moment actually happened. In January 2018, the Norwegian Breakaway sailed directly into the heart of Winter Storm Grayson, a violent bomb cyclone, while returning to New York from the Bahamas. Despite National Weather Service warnings issued days prior, the ship maintained its course, leading 4,000 passengers into a maritime nightmare. The vessel was battered by 30-foot waves and hurricane-force winds. On board, the scene was chaotic. Cabins flooded, furniture shattered, and severe seasickness gripped the passengers. One mother described the trauma inflicted on her autistic son as life-altering, while others labeled it the most terrifying moment of their lives. Although Norwegian Cruise Line later apologized, blaming conditions that were stronger than forecast, and offered compensation, many passengers felt it fell far short. For them, the damage wasn't just physical. It was psychological, with some still dealing with lasting fear and trauma long after the cruise had ended. On March 23, 2019, the Viking Sky narrowly avoided a catastrophic shipwreck off Norway's treacherous Hustadvika coast. While carrying over 1,300 souls, the vessel suffered a total power failure amidst a ferocious storm featuring hurricane-force winds and 50-foot waves. Inside the scene was pure chaos.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
With the engines dead and the vessel drifting dangerously close to jagged rocks, the captain issued a desperate Mayday signal. What followed was one of the most harrowing maritime rescues in modern history. Investigators later revealed that low engine oil levels, aggravated by the ship's extreme motion, had triggered the automatic shutdown. This incident remains a chilling reminder of how a technical oversight can nearly lead to a mass casualty disaster. A 100-foot wall of water rises over the North Sea, a towering dark mass of violently churning ocean. And then it hits. The impact sends a shock through the ship, the massive steel hull groaning under extreme pressure. Entire decks disappear beneath a raging surge of white water as the vessel tilts at a sickening angle. For a few seconds, it doesn't feel like a cruise ship anymore. It feels like survival. On February 14, 2005, the high-speed cruise ship Voyager sailed into a maritime death trap known as Storm Valentina. While transiting the Mediterranean with 776 souls aboard, the vessel was struck by a monstrous rogue wave that shattered the bridge's reinforced windows, instantly flooding the electronics and orphaning the ship's controls. The impact was devastating. The ship lost power to its engines, leaving it drifting helplessly in mountainous seas. Terrified passengers, mostly Spanish tourists, endured a nightmare as the vessel tilted violently, resulting in several injuries. A massive international rescue operation was launched, involving French and Spanish tugboats and a British gas carrier that stood by to relay desperate radio signals. Against all odds, the crew heroically restored 2 of the 4 engines, narrowly averting a total catastrophe. This Valentine's Day disaster remains a chilling case study of how a single wave can turn a luxury voyage into a fight for survival in seconds. Caught in a violent storm with 26-foot waves, This car carrier was nearly swallowed by the ocean. The massive swells swept the deck clean, claiming 52 out of 64 vehicles. While the crew miraculously survived the onslaught, the vessel arrived at its destination with a graveyard of lost cargo. Yeah, and this is what happens when someone decides to push their luck. The weather is clearly far from safe, yet this ferry still heads out into open water. And honestly, if you're not used to the sea, just watching this is enough to make you feel seasick. The way the vessel is being thrown around by the waves and wind is relentless. And that pool, seriously, who could even stand in it? You're not swimming at that point. You're fighting to stay inside. One wrong step, and it feels like the water could just carry you right overboard. Now, this isn't even a cruise ship, but what happens next is on a whole different level. Out of nowhere, a massive wave slams into a small sailboat, carrying 3 men, flipping it in an instant. No warning, no time to react, just raw power. Luckily, they were close to shore. Rescue teams responded quickly, and all 3 could swim, because in a situation like this, even a few seconds can mean the difference between survival and disaster. It's moments like these that remind you, when nature decides to take control, there's very little you can do except hope you're prepared or lucky enough to make it out. Even the most advanced warships aren't immune to the ocean's fury. The USS Dewey D DG-105, a high-tech American destroyer, found itself outmatched during a violent storm. Despite its state-of-the-art weaponry and electronics, the vessel struggled as massive waves hammered the hull. POV footage from the crew reveals the terrifying reality of a billion-dollar warship being tossed like a toy by the relentless power of the sea. This next clip is genuinely terrifying. The kind of storm that might make someone who hates flying seriously reconsider and choose a plane over a cruise. Just look at that wave. It's massive. You'd think being inside the ship means you're safe, but not in conditions like this. Some waves hit with such force that they can slam directly into the vessel, even shattering windows, if the impact is strong enough. And the most shocking part, the people sitting right at the front of the ship near those huge glass panels. One moment, they're watching the ocean. The next, a wall of water comes crashing straight toward them. So fast, so powerful, there's almost no time to react.